When you release your debut album and you have the opportunity to deliver it with one of the biggest independent record labels of all time, you're held up to a very high standard, and that standard can lead to judgment or praise. In judgment, you don't deliver to the fans what you feel or what they feel is a proper debut album, and the praise is when they have the delivery given to them. But you're still judged in the process anyway, because are you going to deliver the same thing next time, or are you going to improve and do something greater? With Joey Cool's self-titled album, his debut release on Strange Music, I am very happy to say that he has delivered, very much so. Without knowing a whole lot about this guy, within the past 2 years of him spotting everywhere on the label, whether him being focused on a JLB Hood verse or a Tech 9 collabo song, he's been places, he's done things, he's gotten his name out there. Now, did I look into him before I even found out that he got signed to the label? Not really. I thought he was just another one of those guys that was there. JL was an associate for years before he became a label signee. So I'm kind of surprised that they threw him on there. But that does not diminish his accolades as an artist. Joey delivers like none other. That's one of the things that really strikes me so apparent with the Strange Music artists that they've been signing the last few years. Their debut albums have always been through the roof. They have never been subpar or okay. They have been amazing from the jump, even if an artist decides to release an EP before they deliver, like Cess Crew. When they got signed back in 2012, going into 2013, they released an EP called 13. And I had listened and bought that EP under the impression that I really wanted these guys to deliver, and they did, because their preview of the album and their preview of their skill when they got signed to the label was so mind-blowing. They can rap and have a delay to keep one another in focus. I'll leave a link for that in the description to show you guys what I mean by that. But they delivered, and they still continue to deliver today. So that means they always hold up the standard when it comes to releasing an album. I know Joey has the potential to do this. He starts off the album with a very smooth and very jazz bar type beat. Very heavy bass. One of the main instruments on the album outside of a couple sparkle wipes here and there. And there's also a very ominous voice that kind of has a narration to it that's like you're in the 50s. Hence the black and white. Anyway, he hits super hard. They open the doors for the race to start, and he's out the second the gate opens. No one is anywhere close to this guy. He starts off and he is gunning it. His flow is so on point. I know exactly why they signed him to the label based off of this one song. I didn't listen to a single thing to come out of this album as it was being previewed and promoted everywhere on Facebook, YouTube, what have you. I did not want to listen to it because I like to be surprised when an album comes out. Now, there have been times where I've come across singles for albums and I listen to them. I'm still a sucker for stuff like that. But nevertheless, when it comes to a debut release, I want to hear everything in its raw form. I really do. Because that means that you have the ability to capture my attention in its full, unedited form. And that's exactly what he did just with this first song. The second song is one of the other lead singles to it called Hard, which has JL, Styles. I don't know where this dude is on here, but I'm guessing he's on the hook. I don't know. I couldn't really pinpoint where he was, because if he sounds a little different, then he's probably like an octave lower than Joey's voice, because Joey and JL were on the first verse, and I couldn't really find out where Styles was, so I don't know. But Tech was also on the second song, which was really cool. They did a very stereotypical beat, but they also delivered lyrics that hit a little bit higher than stereotype. They were very, very good. The song after that is called I'm the Plug. Don't know who the guy on the hook is, because they just didn't have it. JL and Joey do a back and forth, and it is amazing. These guys have chemistry. Perfect chemistry. Song after that is called Change Your Life. And holy cow, this song gave me Kendrick Lamar vibes. Like Section 80 type vibes. Just from the flow that he had on it. It was very, very dark on the beat, but it was also very uplifting. These are the things that you think about when you're in the middle of trying to do something that has the ability to change your life. Now, Joey definitely did not think he would ever get to this point. He thought he would just be rapping with his friends and doing things and getting by with jobs, menial jobs at that, and doing whatever he needed to do in order to provide for himself and his child. But that didn't end up happening. He ended up striking gold and being one of the signees to one of the biggest independent record labels of all time. Song after this is the promotional and very lead single of the album called Under Pressure, which features Soliak, the guy that I talked about on the Contraband review. And I didn't recognize this dude's voice at all because it was so different compared to what he had done on Contraband. So props to you, Soliak. You did a fantastic job with switching your vocal style and your range. Awesome. And Joey was very, very swaggy on this beat. He fit it so perfectly. He did a little bit of singing, a little bit of rapping, and he like molded the two together. Not many people can do that properly. Now, the song after this is called Handle a Jack, which is basically him. It's just I need to calm down. I need to ignore a lot of things, or at least the people around me, and keep going. And that's a lot of people could use that kind of mindset, not the Handle a Jack. A lot of people have issues with stuff like that. Song after this, a little bit down the line in the album, is called Stranger Things, which features Ubiquitous from Cess Crew. This is a song that talks about a lot of the current state of events that is going on in the world, whether it be the US or third world countries or the UK, etc. And these guys definitely make their stance well known that they don't like some of the things that are happening. You know, the fact that everybody's freaking out over North Korea, or at least they were freaking out over them. I have my own opinions on the treaty or whatever that was signed a couple weeks ago, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion as well as these guys are, and they make it interesting. They make a political song good, not just here it is. They don't deliver it poorly, they deliver it well. Life Lessons has a very catchy hook, and it has the ability to become a radio single or something that you can show off to your family for people that are going through tough times, or someone that's wanting to be introduced to rap. You can give them a song like that. It's a very bounce back from Big Sean type song. Another song on here that really caught my eye, although I don't like the lingo because it makes sense, but it's also just kind of lame because it's been said so many times. It's called Secure the Bag. It's basically talking about investing your money and working hard or working for what you know you're worth. You got to show your company you're worth $150,000 in order to get 75 type thing. And honestly, this is a perfect motivational song for somebody that needs that kind of extra kick. And if you invest your money, he talks about people investing their money in silver and people that try and make money while they're still in jail. That kind of thing shows how much of a hustle that people have. And if 2018 is the year of the hustle, then I suggest you guys listen to this album, because this, along with Nipsey Hussle's album, is a perfect album to hustle to. It starts off great and it ends great. The last song on here is called Family, and that is Joey talking about his upbringing and how he lost his father at 3 because he committed suicide. And he ended up meeting his stepfather, he ended up meeting his stepfather, and he was one of the greatest people outside of his mother that he'd met. But he still saw that, although he was making poor decisions, he saw that he had the ability to change his life around. And he decided to do whatever he needed to do in order to keep himself moving forward. And that is the takeaway from this. He didn't title this anything because he made it about himself. How he started off and he knew that he was amazing in his own right. He has the ability to become a legend in his eyes and his fans' eyes and the label's eyes, because you wouldn't waste your time or your money or the jeweler's time on the chain that they all get when they get signed if they didn't have talent or the potential inside of them to become a great. I think that's why he says something about being the second coming, not as if he is a rap god, but as if he is the next great independent artist. Everyone wants to be the next Tech 9 when they're independent, but not everybody has the potential to deliver such a thing. And if Joey keeps delivering this type of material each album, and he keeps killing his guest verses, dude, you are going to solidify your legacy forever. With that being said, my name is Ethan, otherwise known as Two-Face. It was my pleasure to listen to Joey Cool's debut album. And I don't know what the heck I'm going to review on Friday, so tune in for a surprise on Friday. I have no idea what is coming out, if anything at all. So, yeah. I enjoyed the heck out of this. Check the links in the description, please. For the love of God, people, check the links in the description. Because they hold a wondrous thing that I just talked about for 10.5 minutes. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I hope you guys enjoyed the album. Please take some time to listen to it. It is definitely worth your time. If I ever told you guys that there was something not worth your time, I would have started off with something dumb. I would have said something in order to lead it off like that. Regardless, I'll see everybody Friday. Keep having a great week, and I'll see you guys then. Thank you all for your support. You guys are awesome. Peace.